The trade unionist blows the whistle on poaching among unions here. Lack of sponsorship forces Dominica out of this year's Nature Island Challenge. And the Evangelical Association calls for a rally to demonstrate against Jamaican artist Alkaline. I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. The details coming up.
Juicy, drink today. Juicy, same great taste. Juicy, original drink. It's an island thing.
Get your red and banana,
Pineapple, juicy cola,
orange or apple,
juicy for you
and for your neighbor.
It's an island thing. Enjoy it juicy, the original island thing.
Juicy!
Fresher foods, bold flavors, more time. Get it all with appliances from Quartz. Purchase any appliance $999 and over. You can be a weekly winner of $200 US cash. Plus, purchase any Mabe appliance and win $11,000 in prizes of your choice. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and pay absolutely nothing for 60 days. So find the solutions for your kitchen and laundry only at Quartz, bringing value home.
It's movies, entertainment, sports, news, travel, cuisine, and arts. Pink TV is here with over 80 great channels to choose from to satisfy your entertainment needs no matter what. Watch all your pay-per-view programs with ease. Tier services included Fox Soccer Plus, Speed TV, and Tennis. Watch quality local programming like the Channel 5 News and Ion Sports, all from the comfort of your home in full digital and HD. The thrill, the scare, and the emotion. Marpin 2K for Pink TV, bringing value home because life is better with Marpin.
Topping the news now, a trade unionist is alarmed, or says he is alarmed about poaching among some trade unions here, a matter he says could threaten trade union unity. Head of the Waterfront and Allied Workers Union, Curtis Augusta, shared his thoughts about the practice of poaching at the Dominica Association of Teachers AGM this week. Poaching is the unfair recruitment of members from trade unions by other trade unions.
It is the general understanding among trade unions that poaching will not be encouraged. It is therefore our policy that we do not actively engage in poaching of each other's membership.
Augustus is one of the trade union leaders who supports a trade union congress.
Non-poaching as an article is contained in a proposed draft constitution for a trade union congress in Dominica. I am indeed disheartened by the posture of some of us in that regard, for poaching threatens the very fabric of trade union unity.
Moving on to agriculture now, Dominica expects to expand its dasheen exports this month, this time to the United Kingdom.
Dominica is currently targeting markets in Florida, New York, and Boston for the sale of its dasheens. Farmers registered with the Dominica Export and Import Agency's Production Support Program can look forward to earning added income by tapping into a new market. Operations manager of Dexia's Pack Houses made the announcement at a training session for dasheen farmers on Thursday.
This is a very important group for us to see how we can work with the farmers, especially from Dexia, to meet some of the requirements of the markets. We have various markets who are buying dasheen from us. We are now looking to do a trial shipment with Windfresh on the 21st, and that market in particular is looking for dasheen of 3 pounds and up. So you can start to think of some of the challenges that we may have in getting particular dasheen to suit some of our markets.
Experts have considered that if farmers follow market requirements, they can capitalize on markets such as Europe and North America for dasheen exports.
Part of our program from the production support dealing with the pack house operations is to contract farmers. We are looking to do 200 acres of dasheen to support that program. And in doing so, we try to get the farmers certified. and training is a fundamental part of this. Dashing is one of the crops that was selected under the National Export Strategy, and we are looking to see how we can not only produce dashing but maximize the production when we are doing so.
Meantime, some dashing farmers agree that the crop is profitable, but they want improvements in the conditions to increase production.
Unlike planting other root crops like yam, one Penville farmer says with the proper climate and right practices, one can do well in the dashing subsector. Farmers spoke to Channel 5 News in Laplain on Thursday.
Penville is a very good area for dashing. We grow a lot of dashing in Penville. As you know, it's a very cold area, especially in the cold soufriere area. Lots of dashing are being grown here. And I think one of the things farmers are always looking for is to produce more, you know. Sometimes the market in Portsmouth is usually too small, you know. If a farmer were to cultivate, let's say, an acre of dashing, he has nowhere to sell it. He has to depend on the hucksters sometimes. They ask for 1,000 pounds at times. Other times when the dashing is ready, sometimes they don't require any dashing. So we need a steady market, you know, well-established market. So whenever the farmers cultivate the dashing, they know there's a shop place to take it to. So that should be important to the farmers.
Of concern to a Jimit farmer is the cost of producing dashing.
It's 32 years since I've been farming. Dashing is a profitable business, though we have more pressing now the cost to produce, you know, because of the fertilizer price. But it's a profitable business.
Okay.
And it's something that you can handle 2 or 4 years, you know, so it's a good thing.
Were you once in banana production?
Yes, I still have bananas. Well, I'm always a diversified farmer since 1990 when the call was made. I received it, and I have been producing dashing and bananas as my 2 main crops.
John Royer has been farming for almost 30 years. Although he says the most profitable crop he grows is cabbage, he says he would like to see a better environment to encourage dashing production.
Sometimes I have sold for the huckster, but most of the time I do it for the market because the people in them want. And the food that I produce is a very nice tasting dashing. People appreciate it. Most of my people ask for me every Saturday. But again, I would like them to do more, put more into agriculture, and there are more inputs and more training, and because there are a variety of diseases nowadays, pests. Also, I would want them to make a market that is more conducive, that farmers could depend on, not only having a market just for a time, but something that the farmers that could price that could be appropriate.
In other news now, within the next year and a half, a 2-lane road connecting Rosalie to Grand Fond is likely to be totally rehabilitated. The road project, which started last year, is currently at an advanced phase. Ongoing works on the upper section of the Tikwa area resumed in February. That phase of works cost $400,000.
We are trying our best to go beyond what probably is on the contract, because the contractor and myself have been discussed. Because it is our community, we will ensure that at least we can extend it as much as possible, as long as the materials and the monies are available.
Have you set a target to complete the work?
Well, my target basically is, there has been, let me say too, that there has been no specific monies under the budget for these works. Basically, it comes basically as a result of, let me say, a request being made to the Minister of Finance. So this is a little out of the budget. So most times in the supplementary estimates, you will see these amounts are being highlighted in the supplementary estimates, because it's quite a large extent of work to be undertaken, and it would have cost really millions of dollars. So it's being really done in really phases.
Stevenson says guardrails and streetlights will also be installed along the route.
The situation was such that the roads are very narrow, and we had situations in 2011 where we had a lot of damage to the roads as a result of heavy rains, and we saw the subsiding of the edges of the road. We saw the damaging of the surface of the road. Considerable amount of work has been done on that main section of road taking us from Rosalie up to this point. We are talking about monies in excess of over $2 million. And I can say safely that within the next year and a half, we would have completely rehabilitated the entire road from Rosalie into the main village of Grand Fond.
You're watching Channel 5 News. Coming up, Alex Bruno and the passing of Michel Raffoul and a condolence message from the DFC.
I love family traditions, don't you? The fun you have when you're all together, preparing a meal that you'll all enjoy. Having the right kitchen appliances help bring it all together. And you can find them at Quartz. Appliances that give you more, fridges that keep food fresher, stoves that cook meals better. At Quartz, you get the world's best brands at the best prices. I love that, and you will too. For small and large kitchen appliances, Quartz, bringing value home.
Beauty Wise on Hanover Street in Roseau carries a wide assortment of wigs and weaves, including Brazilian or Malaysian hair and Indian Remy in various lengths and styles, and expression and 100% canicolon for all your braiding needs. Beauty Wise offers hair products from African Pride, Revlon, and hair clippers for men in quality brands like Wall and Andes. Come to Beauty Wise for your intimates, hosiery, personal hygiene, and salon products, and a wide array of accessories in gold and silver. Beauty Wise, a wise one-stop shop for beauty supplies.
When life moves fast, you need something to keep up with you. That's why you need the MyLime app. Remember the days of lining up to top up your phone? Well, not anymore. Now you can top up to start talking the night away. How about those pesky bills for postpaid? If you'd like to look at your entire bill, press download. Do you have that friend that always spams you for phone credit? Let's send them some credit. Need to post your selfies online? How about getting a data bolt on? Using the MyLime app takes less than 10 seconds. Now go forth and text, WhatsApp, and watch videos. My life, my way, MyLime.
It's movies, entertainment, sports, news, travel, cuisine, and arts. Pink TV is here. With over 80 great channels to choose from to satisfy your entertainment needs no matter what. Watch all your pay-per-view programs with ease. Tier services included Fox Soccer Plus, Speed TV, and tennis. Watch quality local programming like the Channel 5 News and Ion Sports, all from the comfort of your home in full digital and HD. The thrill, the scale, and the emotion. Marpin 2K for Pink TV, bringing value home because life is better with Marpin.
Thanks for staying with us. Lack of sponsorship is forcing Dominica out of the third edition of the Nature Island Challenge 2015, which will be launched on April 13.
6 teams of 4 people each will participate in the event this year. They are Trinidad White, Barbados Yellow, USA Blue, USA Orange, Germany Red, and Germany Green. The event's project manager says in last year's challenge there was a team from Dominica, but unfortunately interested persons can't participate this year due to lack of sponsorship.
There were teams that who have 1 or 2 persons inquired about it in Dominica, and a lot of the time sponsors are who they really rely on, and they rely on sponsors to be able to give them the proper gear. From head to toe, basically, as well as other things. The same conditions that would apply for all the teams will also apply for the Dominica team.
Meanwhile, the project manager highlights wellness as one of the aspects of the Dominica Nature Challenge for those not particularly interested in sports.
There's various traditions that we have. Aspects of culinary, many of the mini and major challenges, and even some of the photo challenges relate to all the different tourism sector areas that we focus on. So when you see that out on television and as well also online, it affords visitors the opportunity and make them interested in coming to the destination, not just for hiking, but to experience diving, to experience interesting herbal, remedies, and to learn a lot more about our culture.
Raffoul says the challenge is designed to target everyone. The Nature Island Challenge was aired in a 30-minute feature on NBC in 2013 and 2014. This year, the feature will be for an hour.
In addition to those avenues in North America, we're looking for distribution in Germany and in the UK, and certainly we've played it on Caribvision in the Caribbean. So it aired over 30 times. So all the destinations in the Caribbean were able to see this 60-minute production about Dominica. So we look at that and we say that with all the visibility that it can get, we put some resources behind it.
In other news, Vice President of the Dominica Association of Evangelical Churches calls for Dominicans to rally together in demonstration against Jamaican artist Alkaline, who is due to perform here.
Pastor Edward Wilson says in a meeting with the association on Thursday, they decided to meet with the heads of the different denominations to issue a statement of solidarity. He says the association is not ruling out demonstrating closer to the date of Alkaline's performance in May.
If at all that there is going to be a demonstration, I expect our people to come out in great numbers to show our dissatisfaction, bearing in mind that we are not against Caribbean people. We are simply saying that this kind of behavior, this kind of practice is unwanted in Dominica, and all of us should put our heads together.
On February 23, 2014, Jamaican artist Tommy Lee Sparta was denied entry into Dominica after the association protested his access into the country. Sparta was arrested at the airport where he was deported the following day.
We are aware that our government is presently involved in a battle with the Jamaican government recompensation, and yet we have another guy coming here, and in our humble opinion, it is not ordering well for the citizens of this country, especially our young people. And I would like to say here clearly that the Association of Churches is not against persons with their varying talents, but we cannot accept the fact that somebody is going to come to Dominica who is demonstrating what I consider to be demonic activities on our land, and I don't think that Dominica as a Christian nation should buy into that.
Alkaline has been banned from performing in St. Kitts, but Pastor Wilson questions Dominica's decision to allow such artists like Alkaline and Tommy Lee Sparta to perform here.
If you follow the history and the record of the evangelical churches, we have addressed a number of spiritual, social, and moral issues in Dominica. I recall some time ago when we had that case with pornographic materials. We had a major rally in Roseau, where I remember Peter R. Augustine was asking people to disconnect from mapping as a sign of dissatisfaction. Now, if you go to our churches in terms of the activities, we have spoken about these issues, whatever the issues they are, in our crusades, in our revival, in our prayer services, name them, we have addressed those issues.
And finally, one of Michel Raffol's former colleagues believes the late carnival costume builder should be honored for his selfless contribution to national development. Michel Raffol, one of Dominica's leading carnival costume builders, died Easter Monday, almost 2 years after he suffered a stroke which left him in a vegetative state. Michel, 51, was known for much more than just costume building. He was the first president of the cultural drama group Teat Pawal, a position he held for 8 years. Alex Bruno, currently out of state, works closely with Michel. He spoke to Channel 5 News via Skype from Florida.
He had a very high IQ in terms of how he rationalizes things. And as a leader of the group, his foresight was impeccable. I found him also to be a gentleman who is very kind-hearted, very warm-natured, and very interested in young people. He felt that there were things in life that were more important than riches and money, and he worked at developing those things. So like people skills, interracial relationships. He also dealt with juvenile cases and juvenile delinquent cases. That was one of his biggest passions. And he basically wanted to see growth, young people grow. He was a stickler for discipline and detail.
Since Michel's death, the issue of due recognition or the lack of it for people who have selflessly contributed to national development has come up. I asked Alex Bruno for his thoughts on that issue.
All I would say is that posthumous award is never the best way, but it's a way anyway. So if the people who are in culture and in government feel that it is necessary that Michel be honored posthumously, I believe it should be given, and the family should and will accept it readily because Michelle deserves it. Michelle gave at least 30 and more years of his self. Michelle, as I said on my Facebook post, was a selfless individual. He gave all of himself. If you want to get something done, ask Michelle. Tired, hungry, whatever, Michelle will get it done for you. At his own personal sacrifice. Julian, and I am tempted to say that Michelle's death was an eternal sacrifice for service and for service to the state.
Bruno says it's not too late to honor Michelle's memory. He recommends preserving at least the winning carnival costume in his honor. Michelle's remains will be buried next Wednesday afternoon following a funeral service at St. Gerald's Hall at 4 o'clock. And Channel 5 News has contacted the Cultural Division a few times this week to ascertain whether they had issued any statements on Michelle Raffol's death. No word yet on that, but the chairman of the Dominica Festivals Committee did issue a statement on Thursday.
I just want to extend sympathies on behalf of DDA and the DFC family to the family of Michelle Raffol, who was a friend of DFC and a supporter of cultural development in Dominica. We all know how instrumental he was in costume building at Carnival time, and we extend our sympathies to his immediate and extended family and pray God's blessings, guidance, and protection on them as they grieve the loss of a loved one at this difficult period in their lives.
That's news. Your sporting highlights next. The Dominica Football Association's First Division League enters semi-final stage this weekend.
The semi-finals of the DFA Division 1 League will be held on Saturday at the Buffet State playing field. In the first match of a double-header, Cupchi's Barbershop Buffet State will take on Signman All-Stars at 4 p.m, while at 6 p.m, Petro Caribe Point Michelle will come up against Element Agency's LA Stars.
Meanwhile, Dominica lost the chance to earn the Women's Windward Islands Football Tournament Championship Thursday. Cicero girls played to a 1-1 draw Thursday and already conceding a defeat in the tournament are booted out of contention for the trophy.
Grenada scored in the 11th minute of play, with Ali Jotit equalizing for the Cicero girls in the 46th minute to send the game locked at 1-1 at the interval. In the second match of the night, host country St. Vincent and the Grenadines have increased their chances at lifting the inaugural Windward Island women title with a 2-2 draw against St. Lucia. St. Vincent and the Grenadines remain at the top of the points table on 4 points and will only need a draw to be crowned champions. Grenada, on the other hand, with 2 draws from 2 matches, are in a must-win situation if they are to capture the title.
Dominica plays St. Lucia Saturday, while St. Vincent and Grenada battle later the same day for the championship. 2015 Windward Island Schools Games host Dominica will begin its preparations for the July 26 to August 3 tournament, and the sports division is calling on students to attend training. Sports Officer Udi John made the call in an interview this week.
We have not seen the students turning out generally for the Windward Island School Games training, and so we want to sound the call to all and sundry, those of us who have been selected to come out to train. This year the games are in Dominica, and usually when the games are in Dominica, the Dominica team is one of the top teams. The last time it was in Dominica, I think we shared the championship with Grenada in 2011. So we normally do good in Dominica, and there should be a sense of national pride, and it's something that is based not just on the athletes. A lot of us have to come into play and to play a role into getting our top performers on display.
John encourages parents to allow children to do their national duty through sport, as education and sports go hand in hand. Training of students for the basketball team began April 9, and 39 students for the football team began their official preparation on Saturday. Handball is making inroads into schools here following a 6-day training course for physical education teachers by German coach Wolfgang Lowak. 14 sports educators graduated from the course Friday, with Krishna Winston of Northeast Comprehensive School topping the class.
I'm kind of excited that we have something to go back and bring to the students, something new, and it is real fun from the practicals that we had. It's a very fun thing, so I know the students will enjoy it as well. All of us have given our commitment to the coach, Wolfgang, that we're gonna form teams in our schools girls and boys, and in addition, with the Dominican Handball Association, we plan on hopefully later this year having a festival where we could bring it out for the public and let everybody get involved.
His school colleague Lisa James was the second top performer, and she described the sport as fun, hoping to introduce it to her students immediately. Clevon Vidal of Dominica State College is one of the top students in the course. He feels students will latch on to an easy and relatable sport. Northeast Comprehensive, Portsmouth Secondary, Isaiah Thomas Secondary, Convent High, Pearchild Secondary, Dominica State College, Celtics Sports Club and the Sports Division participated in the course. They will all be furnished with handballs and other equipment. And Trumps will take an exciting twist this weekend when the Police Sports Club, in collaboration with Fine Foods, hosts the first ever National Trumps Tournament. Teams of 2 people will go deck to deck Sunday at police headquarters to win a grand prize of $500. Fine Foods agent Lennon Matthews says the goal is to graduate to annual Trumps tournaments.
So the players will get an opportunity to play against their peers, develop some camaraderie, and of course build the game of Trumps in Dominica.
Wonderful. So we expect this to probably even be a stepping stone for this game right here. It can even be an annual tournament.
Yes, that's a long-term goal. This year, that's what we're doing. We're doing one competition this year. It's at the police headquarters, 12 o'clock on Sunday. But the long-term ambition is to get an island-wide tournament where we'll be in different areas on different days, and then we culminate with a grand final for the Trumps tournament.
And that's all the sporting highlights. Do have a great weekend. Coming up, a look at your weather.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am your presenter, Vernie Masle Honore. Satellite imagery continued to show some low-level clouds which moved across the Lesser Antilles today, resulting in mostly cloudy skies across Dominica. Radar imagery showed scattered showers across Dominica and the islands to the south of the chain. Tonight's weather is expected to be partly cloudy and breezy with some scattered showers. These conditions can be expected to continue into tomorrow morning. However, by tomorrow afternoon, the weather is expected to become increasingly cloudy with some showers. Sea conditions tomorrow: moderate in open water with waves up to 7 feet. Small craft operators and sea bathers, you are advised to exercise some caution. And looking ahead, the high-pressure system will continue to be the dominant feature Saturday into Sunday. As a result, fair to partly cloudy skies with some showers can be expected. However, by Monday, weak instability will result in increased cloudiness and shower activity by afternoon. And across the Lesser Antilles tomorrow, occasional cloudiness and scattered showers can be expected. And on the international scene tomorrow, clear skies can be expected in New York, partly cloudy skies in Miami and Caracas, and rain in London and Beijing. The sun will rise tomorrow at 5:53 a.m. and will set at 6:19 p.m. For further information, visit our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for joining us this evening. Have a good night.
To end the news, the headlines again: trade unionist blows the whistle on poaching among unions here. A lack of sponsorship forces Dominica out of this year's Nature Island Challenge. And the Evangelical Association calls for a demonstration against Jamaican artist Alkaline. Send your questions and comments to news@mapping2k4.com. You can access the news by downloading the Turn Up 767 app. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching. Do have a great weekend.